I think you guys were sort of touching on one of the things that I think is really great about the film is that there's so much that's sort of like left unsaid, and these characters remain enigmas to a degree, each one of them, especially the two of you. And I'm wondering how much of that approach is intentional, like leaving out material that maybe we as an audience want to know but don't need to know.
Are we talking about subtext?
Yeah.
Nice.
Ew. I hope not. Well, it was funny last night hearing a question. Were you there afterwards hearing a couple of questions? Like hearing about the brother and sister or are they? I had people say, are they really brother and sister? You know, people kind of want things to work out for them, so they're like, well, just make me feel like
they have to be brother and sister.
Yeah. And you know,
So true.
and people built, you know, for having just seen it, a relatively elaborate backstory as to why they really weren't, but how protective it was for their psychological well-beings. I was like, wow, you thought about this more than I did, really. I just wrote down a brother and sister, and you guys have found so many ways to make them not brother and sister, but it's sort of whatever works for you. But I think that, you know, life rarely explains itself in at least an hour and a half, you know, and people are funny and complex, and not everything works out the way you think, and that's ultimately why it was important for, once he actually Matthew's character found you, was to go through with it again, and not like learn a lesson before he did that, but go, yeah, you know, here's a guy who's gonna, you know, he was so uncertain about how he felt about the experience he had that, you know, he could have walked away without having it again, but he probably should have it again, and then realize that there's not the key to the universe in it, you know, and that same for Alice, that she, you know, she was left in a place that she's uncertain about her future and her relationship, and all they know is they still have a job and these relationships that are kind of going good or bad, and that life will go on. And you know that this guy did not have a profound reawakening. He just wanted to get home, you know, and maybe change his life a little bit. I think that's sometimes the best stories, the small ones. And so for me, it was one worth telling, was to find something that was different than what I'd done before, and didn't have all the answers. You know, I think my job is to raise questions, not to provide answers. You know.
Then playing those characters, is there anything you have to do as an actor to fill in those details that aren't provided in the script? Or are you?
Did you try going out and being a prostitute?
Hooker,
Hooker
with a heart of hooker with a heart of platinum.
No, I mean,
Nice.
I think,
That's awesome.
Platinum,
Thank you.
definitely. I think that you should, for yourself, have a sense of a backstory, and I mean, it's fun. I mean, come on, it's super fun to create stuff. And like, I know that Phil brought so much to his character. The hula lady, your Henry V script. I mean, like, those kinds
Just
of
physical
things
he brought with him.
Yeah,
Just
physical
physical things.
physical choices. But no, it's
And my
the
balloon.
interesting part, and your balloon,
Thank you.
obviously.
That's right.
But it's fun to create the stuff that's left unsaid, but also to leave room for, on the day when you get there, the surprises that just magically happen in filmmaking, and when you're with another person and you're navigating what's happening. So for me, it's the balance of having the two. And honestly, Neil's words are so perfectly chosen, and the script is just right on and how you want it, that you don't really need to do a whole lot more. It's right there for you, and so you kind of you go with that. And I think that's the preparation that you need.
Yeah, I would agree. I think GC is nailed it down. Nice. And with the flair. Big deal. I like that one.
With that real,
Yeah, that's how it happened.
authentic gang.
Albuquerque.
Yeah, you know, funny for I spent the movie in a cab, but what I like to do for a lot of projects I'm with, I like to try and be everybody else's character first, so it informs mine. So I was a prostitute for a couple of days in New York, which made a lot of money, which was great. My girlfriend didn't like it very much, though. Especially with all those guys I was hanging out, which really actually brought me to these gay clubs, which, funny enough, I don't know how that happened.
You have gone down the rabbit hole.
It was
We are
just
so far.
so, you know, it's one of those things when you're prepping for a role, you want to get as informed as possible, and New York's a great place to do that, especially when you want to have dirty choices that lead to dirty
It's a great place
weekends.
for dirty
Boom!
Weekend.
Yeah.
That lead to dirty weekends. Yeah, no, it's That's what it is. It's fun.
Out of control.
Yeah.
It's great.
What I liked about it, you know, the events that took place weren't life-changing. You know, I think once he figured out what had happened, he does it again. He doesn't go, oh, I shouldn't do that. He tries it again, and he goes, oh, well, wait a minute.
And so he was like, well, listen, man, I'm kind of doing this thing. You want to come down? And I said, let me just fold my balloon into my backpack, and I'll head down to Albuquerque.